How do you know when you're on the path of your soul's blueprint and moving towards your soul's purpose? Well, stick around for a couple of minutes and we'll help you find out. Hi, I'm Gail Marie from Six Dimensions of Healing. I've been a spiritual counsellor for over 23 years now, helping people find meaning, purpose and direction. Being on track is rather like walking a well-marked path through a familiar forest. It's bright and breezy and easy to follow. It's a really enjoyable experience. You know you're following the path of your soul because your mood is also light and bright and fun. Life is exciting. You have a sense of freedom within and inspiration just flows. Sounds great, doesn't it? But just like any path, there are twists and turns as the path is always winding. So how do you know when you're following the path of your soul's blueprint and heading towards your soul's purpose or you're not? Your soul's blueprint always indicates where you are in relation to where you want to go, and it does that with your mood. It's your mood that guides you in following the path of your soul with the accuracy of a compass. Knowing where you are right now is the key to getting to where you want to go, because sometimes you know where you're heading, but you get a little bit lost along the way. I know what that's like because I was a new driver and I got lost in Sydney driving a friend's car. Not having had my license for very long, this was a major city that I didn't know. I wasn't from here. Driving around in the traffic for 3 hours was a big challenge. So I was getting frustrated by the minute, even though I had a road map. This was long before GPS and even mobile phones. I mean, I could read the roads on the map, but I just wasn't able to read it properly, so I found out. Now, there are 3 places I stopped and asked for directions, but the people there actually couldn't read a map either. So I kept following the path in the book from one page to the next, hoping I would get there eventually, but that actually didn't happen. You see, I knew where I wanted to go, but it wasn't quite enough to get me there. What I really needed to know was the path. I actually eventually called an ex-boyfriend who lived in the city to help me. Sometimes we aren't far off track in life, but we ask the wrong people for directions. Such as, have you ever asked a single friend for relationship advice, or a work colleague for investment advice, or a childless friend for parenting advice? Well, what we really need is the path. Following the path of a map is only good if you know where you are in relation to where you want to go. Because if you're standing in a friend's home in the middle of the night and it's pitch black and you don't want to disturb people by turning on a light, but you want to go to the kitchen for a glass of water. Now you know where the kitchen is. It's next to the back door because you saw it the night before. But you don't want to ask your friend where it is because you don't want to wake her. But you're not sure where the back door is. So you really have no idea where you are. So you bumble around banging into things trying to find your way. Eventually, you have to turn on a light. Not to find out where the kitchen is, but to find out where you are so that you can get to the kitchen without breaking something. Often we know where we want to get to, but we don't know where we are. And that's where following the path of our mood map really helps out. It always indicates where we are and provides a path so that we can adjust our direction to get to where we want to go. Everybody is born with a guiding mood map. It's their guiding light towards their soul's purpose. Your mood is a dominant emotion. That's all it is. You have hundreds of emotions throughout the day, and some of them stick and get added in layers onto each other, and that determines your mood. The better you feel, the closer you are to your soul's blueprint, the path that was designed as your road map. And the worse you feel, the worse mood you're in, the further you're away on a detour or a sightseeing vacation or something, and probably swatting mosquitoes on the way. Understanding your mood is a necessary part of traversing your soul's blueprint because it lets you know where you are now and therefore gives you a path to follow to where you want to go. It lets you know whether you're on track or you've taken a detour. Now, there's nothing wrong with a detour. It'll still get you to where you want to go. Well, eventually, even though there may be some really bumpy road involved, and this will include some emotions that don't feel good because that's the discomfort of emotional resistance. Anything other than the path of your soul's blueprint doesn't feel good, and it's not supposed to. It was designed that way, and it's reassuring to know that nothing has gone wrong because we all take detours in life. Some are small ones, some are big ones, but always your mood is indicating the way towards your soul's blueprint and to your soul's purpose. But all detours are clarifying experiences. They're normal and will happen from time to time for everybody. They're uncomfortable but necessary. Like, did you know that when a rocket flies to the moon and back that it's off course 90% of the time? They do a burn to correct the direction so that they can recorrect the path and get back on track. The difference is that they always know where they are in relation to where they want to go, and they know what they need to do to get there. So when you monitor your own mood and take notice of your thoughts and emotions, you can do the same as the astronauts. Every day, you can do a recorrection to get yourself back on track towards your soul's blueprint. This is the well-lit path of joy, inspiration, love, appreciation, fun. These are the moods that represent that you're on the path of your soul's blueprint. How you know you've taken a detour is because it feels more like stress, tension, anxiety, fear, anger, grief, and many more moods. It's a feeling of being lost and alone. And what you're noticing is the distance between the path of your soul's blueprint and the path you're now traveling. The further the distance, the more tension. When you're angry, you can't feel love. When you're overwhelmed, you don't feel loved or on track. So innately you know this. It doesn't matter whether the situation that takes you on a detour is justified by divorce or a bad relationship, loneliness, even self-doubt. It will make you feel as though you're lost and off track because you are a little. But feeling bad or yuck is the indicator you're off track, so it's supposed to shake you. Sometimes you can be off track for a short while, and other times it can be years or decades. But understand that these tracks or detours also have opportunities to get back to your soul's blueprint. You are never, ever alone. These opportunities aren't always as obvious as the inspired ones along your soul's blueprint, but they're still there. For instance, they may come in the form of losing a job that you didn't like, ending a marriage that wasn't going well, or having a partner leave and find out they were cheating. These are all forks in the road that make you ask why. Why is life so difficult? Why does it have to be this way? Why do others get an easier, happier life? Believe it or not, these are well-disguised nudges back to your soul's blueprint. The good news is, to change direction and begin following the path of your soul's blueprint, you're not looking for a job or a partner, a new house, or any other situation. Nothing needs to change in your life to get there. You're just reaching for an emotion, a mood. And when you reach for a better feeling mood, just like the game of snakes and ladders or chutes and ladders in the US, you've taken a ladder, a shortcut towards your soul's blueprint. So look for that mood that gives you a shortcut. Thanks for joining me.